What's going on, everyone? Bass here. Packers just moved to 3-1, beating the New England Patriots 27-24 in overtime. Game-winning field goal, Mason Crosby, 31-yarder. Let's go over my initial reaction and thoughts on this game. Man, this was a rough game. I'm not going to lie. Going into this, I thought the Packers would win by a comfortable 2 scores. That obviously wasn't the case. There's a lot to discuss regarding this offense mainly. So let's dive down into it. Start on the offense. The Packers offense just was stagnant most of this game. There were some drives that looked good, very few. Most of the time, this offense looked very stagnant. Aaron Rodgers didn't look like himself, missed a lot of throws, primarily medium to deep range throws where you're kind of sitting there scratching your head going, what is going on right now? And that's kind of been the statement for this offense throughout the first 4 weeks of this NFL season. Aaron Rodgers finished 21 of 35, 2 touchdowns. That interception, which turned into a pick 6, making this game such a close game, was that pick 6. Aaron Jones, again, balled out. 16 carries, 110 yards, 6.9 average. Aaron Jones has been the most consistent person on this entire offense. And why he's not seeing 20-plus carries, I don't know. At the end there, A.J. Dillon did close it out. 17 carries, 73 yards. The Packers did lean on the run game a lot here. 35 carries, 199 yards, and a touchdown. That was awesome. Christian Watson got his first touchdown, which was a rushing touchdown, that 15-yard touchdown. Really great to see that here. I feel like the Packers were missing that last week with the motions. Obviously, without Christian Watson last week, I feel like they really missed that last week, and I was glad to see it here and Christian Watson to get his first touchdown. I want to see him way more involved in the pass game. We didn't see that tonight. I would love to see that. Obviously, something isn't working with this intermediate to deep offense, and I think Christian Watson could be the answer there. As for receiving, we finally got a 100-yard wide receiver, Allen Lazard, 6 receptions, 116 yards, 19.3 average, 8 targets. Allen Lazard balled out tonight, guys. And he really stepped up as that number 1 wide receiver. Now, he was the lone bright spot outside of Aaron Jones on this offense, and I really liked what I saw from Allen Lazard. Romeo Doubs, 5 receptions, 47 yards, and a touchdown. Obviously, the fumble on the second play of the game, not ideal. I think they should have went right back to him the next drive. It took all the way until, I think, late in the first half or early second half to go back to him. I think it was early second half. They should have went right back to him right away. And then we obviously see his touchdown, that back shoulder throw. Something Jordy Nelson-esque with Aaron Rodgers. And if Aaron Rodgers and Romeo Doubs can get that down, that back shoulder chemistry, that timing, look out. Because Aaron Rodgers is going to be going Romeo Doubs' way a lot if they do get that down. And then that deep ball, that beauty of a pass, the one deep ball, or probably the one of 2 deep balls, the one to Allen Lazard, and then this one that Aaron Rodgers threw right on the money. Romeo Doubs caught the ball, 2 feet down, 2 elbows down. The ground broke the ball out. They ruled incomplete. We could argue it's a catch, it's not a catch, whatever it may be. Who knows what a catch is at this point? Nonetheless, Romeo Doubs got a hold onto that ball all the way through that process of a catch. That would have been his second touchdown of the night and likely would have put him over 100 yards as well. Would have been almost, a dagger. Not a dagger by say, because they still only would have been up by 1 touchdown, but it likely wouldn't have went into overtime. The Patriots offense didn't have much other than running the ball. Randall Cobb, 3 receptions, 42 yards. Robert Tonyan, 2 for 22 and a touchdown. They finally used Robert Tonyan up the seam to score that 1 touchdown. I was so glad to finally see that. They've really been lacking a vertical receiving tight end presence. I don't know why Robert Tonyan's not getting many snaps and they're not using him in that vertical role, which they should be. I'm glad they finally went to that and it scored a touchdown and it worked wonderfully against a cover 2, deep zone where he split the safeties and he pretty much had an easy touchdown there. Nice job holding on to the ball after the hit. So I want to see more of that. A.J. Dillon, 1 catch, 11 yards, and Aaron Jones, 3 catches for 5 yards. So the Patriots did a really good job shutting Aaron Jones down in the receiving game, but the run game worked so well against the Patriots team. I said this going in, without Lawrence Guy, their premier run defender, the Packers need to run the ball, and they did that. I wish they did it more. Aaron Jones was on fire. This offense needs to run through Aaron Jones. I feel like this isn't a surprise to anyone. You need to keep feeding Aaron Jones the ball. Then moving on to the defense, going into this game, expecting Brian Hoyer as a starter. Rashawn Gary, definitely player on defense, best player on defense tonight, but Brian Hoyer goes out with the concussion off of a sack of Rashawn Gary, and Bailey Zappi comes in. Regardless if it's Hoyer or Zappi, as a defense, you should know this Patriots team under a backup quarterback, even under Mac Jones, is going to want to run the football. And I think the Packers didn't do a good job setting up their defense to stop this run. Damian Harris, 18 carries, 86 yards, and a touchdown. Stevenson, 14 carries, 66 yards. The Patriots ran 33 times for 167, a 5.1 average. The Packers have consistently allowed 5+ yards per carry, and they need to do something about that because these running teams, these teams that run first, are driving down the field when they do so. The Packers need to stop the run first, especially against a third-string rookie quarterback like Bailey Zappi. I don't know why you're not stacking the box. I don't know why you're sitting with 2 deep safeties in a first and second down when the Patriots are very clearly going to run. I think that needs to be adjusted. This 4-man rush from Joe Barry every single play is becoming very stale to me. I think you need to shut down the run first, especially against the team like this, the Patriots, without Mac Jones. And even next week, a Giants team with Saquon Barkley. Shut down the run first and make that quarterback beat you. I feel like the Packers didn't do a good job in that, but the defense as a whole did play well. You know, they allowed, 16 points. The pick 6 obviously wasn't on the defense. Aguilar, their coverage was great, but it's Bailey Zappi throwing the ball. Like, you knew this was going to happen. Aguilar, 46 yards. Parker, 24. Bourne, 23. Stevenson, 23. The Packers' coverage did okay. Eric Stokes didn't have too hot of a game. Adrian Amos left early with a concussion. I thought Rudy Ford filled in okay. Darnell Savage had a nice few plays, but you got to, going into this game as the defense, you got to be able to stop the run, as I said earlier. And I feel like that's what they should have focused on. And maybe they were, but they, in my opinion, they weren't doing it the right way. And that's got to be the same thing going into next week. Quay Walker led the Packers in tackles with 8 total tackles, 1 for loss. Really liked what I saw from him. Rashawn Gary with the 2 sacks. Dean Lowry and Preston Smith split a sack, and Jerron Reed also a sack. So the Packers definitely got pressure. When they forced the Patriots to 3rd and 5 and longer, the defense looked great. And overall, I think the defense was a positive tonight. But again, it's against Bailey Zappi, a 4th-round rookie for the Patriots offense, a Patriots offense that isn't explosive with Mac Jones. So you can take what you want from this. I thought the defense played a lot better than the offense did, but I'm just really hoping for a consistent game all around. I thought this would be the game for it, a consistent defense, a consistent offense, a consistent special teams, but it was not. The Packers have a lot to figure out in this offense, and in the preseason and offseason, I was pretty much agreeing with Gutekunst staying put at wide receiver. Sammy Watkins is on IR now. The Packers clearly are having some issues. I said by like week 6, 7, 8, obviously trade deadline being 8. If the offense is struggling, you might want to go out, sign, or trade for a wide receiver. Someone like DJ Moore, Terrence Marshall, sign Odell when he's ready. I don't know. But I think it should be in conversation. I think the Packers should at least think about it because right now the offense, it's missing something. It's missing something that isn't allowing them to move the ball intermediate to vertical. And Christian Watson, I think, is a great deep threat and can really threaten that defense over the top. They got to utilize that more. I feel like they didn't utilize that enough. They used him more on motions than running deep. And Aaron Rodgers, man, he's got to be on rhythm because I feel like he was off rhythm a lot tonight. That pick 6 looked horrible. Other throws kind of holding on the ball, but people aren't really getting open. Overall, the offense looks really sloppy. There's a lot to clean up, but hey, they still won the game. The Packers moved to 3-1, win this game 27-24. Really nice kick by Mason Crosby there at the end. I thought the special teams played really well. They're 3-1 going into London next week against the Giants, but something's got to give with this offense. They got to clean it up. They got to find their rhythm, and they just haven't yet. But that about does it for this video. Just my initial reactions on this game. A very tense, high blood pressure game. But as I said last week, how does your blood pressure not get high at the end of a game if you're a Packers fan? It just seems like it always happens. But the Packers won nonetheless, 27-24. But that about does it for this video. Please leave a like down below if you did enjoy this. But I'll catch you on the next one. Thanks for watching. As always, go Pack Go.